Central tendencies for descriptive statistics in Excel: mean, mode, and median. A measure of central tendency describes where most of the values in the dataset occur. It's the center of the distribution of values. Excel presents three measures: central tendency, which one is the best for your data. You need to check that. Mean, this measure is the one with which you are most familiar. It's the sum of all observations divided by number of observations. It's best for the data that follows symmetric distributions. Median, this value splits your data in half. Half the value fall above the median while half are below it. It's best for squeeze distribution. Mode, this measure represents the value that occurs most frequently in your data. It's the best for categorical or ordinary data. Then measures of dispersion for descriptive statistics in Excel: standard deviation, variance, or range. So previously, you saw how a measure of central tendency indicates where most observation falls. Measure of dispersion indicates how closely clustered or loosely spread the data points fall around the center. Excel presents that three measures of dispersion in general. As the value increases, data points spread out further from the center. That is, distribution becomes broader. Standard deviation, the standard or typical difference between each data point and the mean. This measure uses the original units of the data, simplifying interpretation. Hence, analysts use this measure of variability or variability the most frequently. The standard deviation is the square root of the variance. Now, what is variance? Variance is basically the average squared difference of the values from the mean. Because the calculation used square differences, the variance is in squared unit rather than the original data unit. While higher values of the variance indicate greater variability, there is no intuitive interpretation for specific values. Read more about the variance. Range. The difference between the largest and the smallest value is in a data set. The range is easy to understand, but it is based on only the two most extreme values in the dataset, making it very susceptible or outliers. Additionally, the size of the dataset affects the range. As the sample size increases, the range tends to expand. Consequently, use the range to compare variability only when the sample size are similar.